Hello everyone and welcome to Not My Shop. We are in Ted's shop for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yes, we are.
Down here in Los Angeles for BlizzCon, and we had to swing by Ted's shop.
I'm so glad you guys were able to make it.
Yes, definitely. We're flying out today, but we had to swing by. We had to compare axes. Ta-da!
Yeah, and it's not all about size, it's how you use it.
We figured it'd be really fun since we have the chance to throw some questions at one another. Ted's gonna shoot a video, I'm gonna shoot a video. We're gonna do questions from one another, so you can go check out his. But you're here now to watch mine. And I'm gonna grill Ted with some questions that both of us get pretty frequently.
I'm warming up for him. All right, I'm ready.
All right, cool, here we go.
I'm ready, go.
First question on our sheet here.
Okay.
Now, Ted, for your own costume, something you're making totally for yourself.
Yes.
What is your favorite foam to use and where do you get it?
I got into using the EVA floor mat foam because it was inexpensive. But for bigger sheets and I want to have something smooth on both sides, I get my stuff from my new sponsors, the TNT Cosplay Foam. They're a great little resource for L200. They're based out of Texas. And they serve really good. They have really good dense foam with different thicknesses. But they're working on getting the one thing they don't have in the arsenal yet is 11 millimeter, a little bit thicker. Mm-hmm. That's what I want. Once I get that, I'm gonna start building costumes with that stuff. So
cool. That's good stuff there. And that's all EVA, right?
Yes, it is.
Which is different than L200.
Yes, it is.
Which was probably your go-to before that, right?
Right, and it's also L200. Amazingly enough, it's still too soft for me, and I really got into the floor mat foam because it's super dense, and you can sand it and heat it, and when you bend the shape on it, it really holds.
Yes,
so it's pretty cool. But I found that TNT Cosplay Foam, since their foam is equally as dense, and it's smooth on both sides, and it's the same properties of being dense, so you can still heat it and shape it, which is super cool.
Very good. Okay, next question.
Yes.
Great. This one here. So, what is your favorite way to seal a foam costume?
Okay, my favorite.
Because you've gone over a lot of different ways to do it. But if you have your druthers, you're making something again for yourself, how do you seal it?
I would like to seal it with balloon latex. I like to get the balloon stuff. The reason I like it thin because you can put it on lots of thin layers, and by doing it, it puts a nice smooth gloss finish on it. But I discovered when you're doing that with your foam pieces, you definitely want to put adhesion to your foam pieces. If you have a cool costume that's out of foam, don't just start spraying latex because after a while it'll flex and bend and start to peel. So you definitely want to do L200 and you want to do maybe Weldwood water-based like seal it on it first, or barge cement on it, just a tacky layer, and then you balloon latex. And I found that balloon, when it gets on, or rubber latex, when it gets on thick enough, it's just flexible and durable, it won't crack or split. So I like latex. And if you can't get balloon, you can still just get basic latex. And I discovered you can also thin it down with distilled water.
Yep. Sometimes you get latex that's a little thicker.
Right.
You can thin it down. It's water-based, so you can thin it down with water.
Right.
A couple more here for you, Ted. What are your 3 favorite foam making tools? Foam armor making tools.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Well, you have one, right? We just put one on the floor down there, right?
That okay. Good. This is I call this my foam anvil. Now, anvils are what usually metalsmith people work with. The pounding of metals to get the curves and the shapes, that weird big metal thing that always dropped on Wile E. Coyote's head. Made from Acme. It was that's anvil, big metal one. And this is my foam anvil. It's the same technique. What I do is I want to put curves on foam, and something relatively big, I always kind of get heated up and rolled on my knee. But when you have to do really tight little curls for shoulder pieces and elbows, I have a wood base and a wood dowel rod on it, and I glued in an acrylic dome. Now, this dome on here, you can vary from sizes, but I like it small because I like to do tight little curls. So I heat my foam up and just roll it back and forth, and it gets a super tight curl. And you can pull in your hands. The cool thing with pulling your hands, it always comes out uneven. With this, you can heat up and just roll it back and forth quickly, and it makes a nice uniform curve. So,
very good. I'm gonna have to make one of those when I get home.
Yes, excellent.
Which is what I said the last time I left LA, and I still haven't done it.
And time flies.
Yes. What about two other quick tools that you like a lot?
My other second tool is my box cutter, the blade that comes out really long. And I put links on Amazon. The thing is, people always tell you, be careful. Make sure you get the wide ones. The narrow ones, you can telescope out, but they have a tendency to bend and flex. I always like to get the ones that are at least look like a half inch,
right? And
wide. And long blade. I like to bring it out long enough and cut long. That's my blade. Also, the second thing, third, last but not least, is my sharpener.
Yes.
the Crenshaw Sharpener. I bought one a long time ago, and ever since I have, I'm like going, where have you been all my life? Thing is a saver, because in the industry, we would buy boxes and boxes of razor blades, and we judge. And if you know, by working with foam, 2 swipes,
yep, throw it away.
It's thrown away. So we'd have these boxes of just dull razor blades.
Yeah.
It was a mess.
When I made my Mass Effect armor, I had a stack of 100 just sheetrock blades,
right.
And I would cut, throw away, cut, throw away.
I know, it's exhausting. And you have this big thing you can't throw in the dumpster because they're razor blades.
No.
So I always had to come up with these ways, like I would have a bin and I would just pour plaster of Paris on them and let them kick off, then throw them away. Because like, there's this whole way you couldn't just throw razor blades in the garbage. So.
All right, last one. You ready?
Wait.
All right,
right, go.
Ted, will you teach me how to make the costume I want to make? I want to be Master Chief. Can you make a video on how to make a whole Master Chief costume?
You know, and I always tell people, I get that, I get Halo, I get Iron Man, and what I do with my videos, I'm sure Bill will tell you too, we teach techniques. We like to teach you a technique. And I was always a little bit self-conscious about like telling people like, yeah, you should just do it yourself. But then I started getting pictures from people sending like, Ted, this is my first foam build. Like, here's my first costume. And my jaw hit the floor. I'm like, oh my gosh, my first foam build didn't look that good. So I'm realizing that people are taking my technique and building something completely different from what I'm doing in my videos. And that's what I'm asking you guys. If you see something you want to do and like, oh, I made a helmet video. People say, hey, make that helmet from Halo. I'm like, well, no, you can make that helmet from Halo,
yes.
Because I have the techniques I've shown you. You take those abilities and you pass it on. Because there's so much detail on it, I don't want to deal with it. If I have to take more than a week to build something, forget it. Seriously, I want to do it, but you can.
That's right, you can.
Yes, you can.
Well, cool, Ted. Those are some good answers, and thank you so much for having us down here and doing the quick video thing with us.
Excellent.
I want to plug your axe video. You just
oh my
had
gosh,
go up
yes
for
it is.
This guy.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I was making this, and I'm a little envious right now. Once again about size, because I wanted to make this. My axe really big, and I figured, well, you don't want to make something small. It's the first time making a video with weapons. So I make something small so people can download it and make their own with me. So I do this and I'm like, yeah, this is really cool. And I was happy with it. And then Bill shows up with this monster. Look at this thing. It is, it's gorgeous and it's huge. And the cool thing about foam, which Bill and I can tell you both, you can walk around all day with a con with this and it won't wear you. All these guys out there go, I want to cast something out of resin or plastic or do something out of Sintra. It all gets heavy after a while. And if you're carrying something in a con like this, and this weighs nothing.
Yes, you can just spin it around like crazy.
Super cool, and it's lightweight. And that's the cool thing. You make a cool lightweight tool, weapons, carry it all the time. And that's the way to do it.
Great. Well, I'll tell you what, folks. Go watch Ted's axe video and subscribe to his channel.
Excellent.
Tons of really great information over there. We'll put a link to that in the description of this video. I also have some interviews and videos with a whole bunch of my other maker friends from when I've been traveling around the country and world. So I'll have a link to those as well. Thank you all for hanging out here.
Hey guys, thank you. And I was so glad to be here on Bill and Ted's excellent adventure.
That's right. Stick around for Bill and Ted's bogus journey.
See
See you guys.
you guys.
All right.